Sean Strickland, the Tarzan of the middleweight jungle. Abused as a child and ignored as an adult, Sean Strickland has reached the pinnacle of mixed martial arts by religiously sticking to the fundamentals, be it in real life or in the cage. The California native may make you cringe when he steps to the mic, but with his high-pressure boxing style that even former middleweight champion Israel Adesanya couldn't handle, he's a threat to watch when he lets his fists do the talking. From an overlooked UFC contender to middleweight champion, in this video, we take a look back at Sean Strickland's inspiring story. Born and raised in California, Strickland experienced a tumultuous upbringing marred by the physical and psychological abuse inflicted by his father. If it wasn't for mixed martial arts, Strickland often says that he would have been put in jail for one crime or another. Thankfully for us all, he found an MMA gym. At 14 years old, Tarzan found a safe haven in the MMA jungle, where eagles, lions, gorillas, and wolves reigned supreme. MMA gave Strickland a sense of purpose and discipline. It allowed him to express himself and his aggressive tendencies in a sanctioned manner, and it's only because of MMA that he's been able to keep his dark side in check. Strickland made his professional MMA debut only 3 years after he started training. Outside the UFC, the American competed 13 times and collected 13 victories. After a successful start to his career, Strickland joined the UFC in 2014, making his debut against Bubba McDaniel on short notice. Despite having little time to prepare for the biggest fight of his career up until that point, Strickland performed remarkably in the octagon. Right from the start, he showed his superiority as a fighter. Strickland connected with precise straight right punches and dictated the fight on the mat.
And that's everybody is now, right? You have to do that. Joe Silva calls you gotta be prepared. You can't use that to try to stand up if he chooses to do so. And he's trying.
But he was able to cut off McDaniel's blood supply to the brain with a rear naked choke. Tarzan couldn't have asked for a better start, with his first win in the UFC coming by way of a rear naked choke, and his second coming by a tough split decision. However, he met a bump in the road when he faced off with worthy UFC welterweight contender Santiago Ponzinibbio in his welterweight debut. After a rough patch, Strickland came back strongly with a win against Igor Araujo, before producing his best performance in the division against Alex Garcia at a UFC fight night in the summer of 2016. Garcia came out with a plan to wrestle. He tried to take Strickland down early, but had the tables turned on him.
Take it down early, but it reverses position well. Excellent scramble.
In the second round, Garcia fought with a new strategy, charging at his opponent with mean intentions. And although he landed some crisp punches, he ran out of gas quickly. By round 3, Garcia was considerably tired, and Strickland made the most of it. Late in the third round, Strickland stunned Garcia with a jab, and then proceeded to finish the job with a flurry of heavy leather.
Garcia's hurt bad. Strickland, Garcia's down! Sean Strickland with a massive KO!
Strickland's inconsistent run in the UFC continued in the 170-pound division with 2 losses in his next 4 fights. At UFC 210, Strickland failed to pass his toughest test up until the point when he faced a nightmare matchup in the shape of Kamaru Usman, who mauled him for 3 rounds straight.
Backing up, I gotta look for uppercuts. Wow.
Absolutely radically impressed by what he brings to the table. Strickland's trying now.
Strickland bounced back with an impressive win against Court McGree.
Takes Court McGee's back, looking for a late finish. Court McGee fighting hands here. I don't know if it's under the chin. He's got 16 seconds on. That's Court McGee doing it good.
But was sent back to the loser's corner by Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos, who handed the American his first career loss by knockout. Strickland got back to his winning ways when he faced Nordine Taleb at a UFC fight night in late 2018. The first round was evenly matched, with both fighters having their moments. Strickland landed a few nice straight punches and Taleb responded well. In the second round, however, Strickland landed a devastating right hand that sent Taleb crashing to the canvas and turned the tide in his favour. As Taleb struggled to defend himself on the mat, Strickland pounded him with vicious ground and pound until the referee stepped in and waved off the fight.
That's it! Sean Strickland!
That was a good stop.
With a crucial win under his belt, Strickland was hoping to turn things around for himself in the welterweight division and battle fighters in the upper echelon. His plan of taking on tougher challenges, though, was put to a halt again following a serious motorcycle accident. In late 2018, Strickland was on his way home from the gym when his motorbike crashed into a van. The world around him blurred, and when he woke up, he was surrounded by a squadron of medics and law enforcement personnel. None of that really mattered in that moment for the UFC star. Strickland only thought about one thing during that moment in time. Would he be able to step into the octagon again? The road to recovery was agonizing, but Tarzan managed to return within a couple of years, facing a seriously tough challenge in Jack Marshman in September 2020. Strickland dominated his foe and left the octagon with his head held high. Following a comeback like that, Strickland deserved some time off to celebrate and chill. But being the workaholic that he is, he returned to action a few weeks later, taking on another tough challenge in the shape of Brendan Allen in a catchweight bout. Allen came out swinging, but Strickland remained in charge thanks to his high pressure and simplistic fighting style. Strickland managed to land precise short-range punches and cause considerable damage. Allen displayed great determination and stayed in the fight for as long as he could, but he was beaten to the punch at every step. Midway through the second round, Strickland caught Allen with a well-timed combination that sent him to the mat. Strickland sealed the deal with ground and pound.
Strickland trying to end it, and he does! Sean Strickland! Wow!
After bagging an impressive win against Krzysztof Jotko in his next fight, Strickland locked horns with respected UFC veteran Uriah Hall in his first UFC headliner in July 2021. Strickland controlled the fight from start to finish, walking Hall down and landing his simple but effective straight punches for 5 rounds. Strickland completely neutralized this flashy opponent with striking as well as wrestling, securing 4 takedowns and winning 7 minutes of control time.
First.
Then also make sure you end the combination with authority. Nicely defended.
Levels.
After 5 rounds of action, Strickland earned a comfortable decision victory. Strickland's impressive 6-fight winning streak met a crashing halt when he made the bold decision to attempt a title eliminator against promotional newcomer Alex Pereira at UFC 276. Strickland stuck to his usual approach, getting in Pereira's face and attempting to overwhelm him with speed, relentless pressure, and a high volume of strikes.
To his training partners, glory kickboxing champions, but this is too comfortable for Pereira.
Unsurprisingly, his plan failed miserably when he got his chin cracked by Pereira's stone-like fist.
Good, because he's... Oh! That's what I'm talking about! That's why!
You cannot stand in front of that man.
A few months later, Strickland suffered a second consecutive loss when he met Jared Cannonier.
Take away a good jab. That's how you do it.
For an opening. I would ask you what you...
After a couple of high-profile losses, Strickland had to build from scratch, and he took out a couple of up-and-coming stars to jump back into title contention. Just a month after his loss to Cannonier, Strickland stepped in on a few weeks' notice to face Nassourdine Imavov in early 2023. Imavov was considered a favourite because he seemed better prepared for the fight, but once again, Strickland defied expectations. In the first round, Strickland utilised his jab and 1-2 combinations flawlessly, managing to rock Imavov midway through the round. In the second round, Strickland maintained a higher output and connected with cleaner strikes. Both fighters exchanged wild punches, but none of them landed anything significant. Strickland did secure a takedown, but couldn't capitalise on it. Rounds 3 and 4 saw Strickland landing twice as many strikes as Imavov, who chose a more cautious approach. The fifth round proved to be the most exciting and competitive, with both fighters landing significant shots, giving the fans the show they were hoping for. After 5 rounds of entertaining action, Strickland was declared the winner by a comfortable decision.
Sean Strickland!
A few months later, Strickland was made to fight another prospect, Abus Magomedov, in his promotional debut. Since Magomedov was a highly rated prospect, it was the UFC's plan to fast-track him to a title shot at the expense of a battle-tested veteran. But Strickland ruined everybody's plans by bringing violence to the octagon in Las Vegas, where the two battled for a place among the division's top 5. Magomedov had a strong first round, showcasing his powerful kicks and even securing a takedown. He outstruck Strickland significantly, landing 32 strikes to Strickland's 11. However, the momentum shifted early in the second round, when Strickland hurt Magomedov with a well-executed 3-punch combo. From that point onwards, Strickland took control of the fight and put the pain on Magomedov. Following 4 minutes of getting his face punched in, Magomedov was exhausted and the referee came to his rescue.
Continuing to hammer away.
Beautiful performance.
That's it. Sean Strickland, round 2.
That's his best performance yet.
32 fights, 27 wins, no pullouts, no complaints, only fighting like a true warrior. And for all of his hard work, he was blessed with a middleweight title shot against Israel Adesanya much sooner than he expected at UFC 293, after Dricus du Plessis refused to fight due to injury. Strickland was a sizable underdog heading into the fight, but MMA gods knew what they were signing Tarzan up for. Strickland stuck to his usual fighting style, moving forward and executing his straight punches with precision. Strangely enough, this approach turned out to be the perfect counter to Adesanya's flashy and technically advanced striking. Strickland not only outstruck Adesanya, but also landed a crucial blow late in the first round of the fight, bending the last style bender and changing the odds of the fight. For the next 4 rounds, Adesanya found himself on the defensive, unable to deal with Strickland's relentless 1-2s and jabs. 25 minutes of Philly shell pressure boxing later, Strickland was the middleweight champion of the world, in a fight that was seemingly too good to be true, like taking candy from a baby. From being abused as a child to being counted out time and again, to reaching the highest of highs in mixed martial arts, Sean Strickland's story is one that will be told by generations to come. The good thing is that there are tons of chapters left to be written. With the belt wrapped around his waist, Strickland will be the target of every middleweight contender, including a few friends and teammates. Will Strickland continue to defy the odds? Will he successfully defend his throne against the scariest middleweight contenders in the world? The sky is the limit for Sean Strickland. If you liked our video, please subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. Until next time though, don't forget to smash the like button and smash like.
Strickland with a massive KO.